We are living in an age of overconsumption. The more we consume, the less we are inclined to create. The less we create, the more inclined we are to consume. So what actually is the problem with overconsumption? I've talked a lot about social media and overconsumption before because this is the first place where it's really arising, and especially in this new digital age. And we do it so much that we don't even notice it anymore because we are completely bombarded with podcasts, TV shows, social media posts, advertisements, film. It's like all day, every day, there is something that we are consuming that may not actually be adding much value to our lives. And this is a key problem of overconsumption. The more that we consume, the more that we are unable to really turn in on ourselves and understand our own potential to create. We're so focused on constantly consuming other people's form of creations that we are overwhelmed and we are unable to actually process what's even happening. This puts us into a constant cycle of passiveness and being unmotivated because it's the easy way. Our brain likes when we consume these things because it's an easy dopamine hit. And we don't really have to do much to gain it. Simply put, it's just the path of least resistance. We consume so much that we no longer actually know what we want for ourselves, or even know actually who we are without everything that's telling us who we are. And who can blame us really when there is so much ingrained to us to consume each day? Choosing creativity puts the power back in your hands to express yourself however you want. You can choose whatever medium it is to you to create and to put something else out there into the world. And your creativity has no limit. You can constantly create and put things out there for yourself and for others to see. Whereas if you're just constantly consuming things, you're never actually going to feel satisfied. You're always going to be hungry and wanting more. Choosing creativity over consumption gives the power back to you. And it gives you freedom to express yourself and to bring new things into the world. And the thing with creativity is that it's completely limitless. You can choose to create however much you want. But when it comes to consumption, we can never really satisfy that hunger. We always want to consume more and more, the more that we do it. One of the best things about choosing creativity is that it allows you to grow personally. You can choose whatever way you want to express yourself through your creativity. And one of the things about creativity is that it will bring you to new places because you're obviously developing new skills. So you're going to meet new people, go to new places. And this isn't the same as consuming. You're not going to go anywhere just by simply consuming things because that hunger, you can't satisfy it. One of the things that I've noticed about lessening my consumption is that my mental health just becomes so much better because one of the things that I find that I do when I obsessively consume is that I always compare in terms of lifestyle, productivity, habits, everything. Like I find myself comparing myself against everyone and everything. But when I quieten this noise, I no longer have that comparison and I just instantly feel so much better. Lessening your consumption will just bring you so much peace. You can finally just think for yourself, and that kind of constant buzzing and noise, which I've talked about before in terms of social media and consuming things, it just quietens and you kind of start to realize the small joys in life and become a bit more grateful for what you have instead of constantly wishing that things were different, that you were different, that you're at a different place in life. It just makes you become present. And another thing is probably the best thing, that it just gives you such a sense of joy, because when I put a video out there that I've took time to script and edit, it's so rewarding. Or like when I've crocheted something that's took me like a couple of days, a week even, and I've finally finished it, it feels so good because you've spent time, you've put effort into something, and now you're putting it out in the world for people to see or simply for you to just enjoy. So how can you actually start to choose creativity over consumption? Well, first of all, you've got to understand that perfection doesn't exist and you've just got to do it. There's a clip by, I think, Chris Williamson, where he kind of talks about how planning the thing isn't doing the thing, thinking about the thing isn't doing the thing, the only thing that's doing the thing is doing the thing. And that might sound a bit silly, but like, it's true. You've just got to go out there and do it. You will never be able to reach perfection because perfection doesn't exist. It's an unreal standard, and perfection means many different things to many different people. And even some of your favourite creators or your favourite artists, whoever it might be, athletes, they don't think that they're perfect because there's always room for growth, there's always room for improvement, and that's the wonderful thing about being human. The next thing that you've got to do, or I think is really important when choosing creativity over consumption, is to start small and routinely. So I'm a big fan of the 1% everyday philosophy, kind of way of living, is that each day just do one thing to get a little bit better. So if that is maybe starting a YouTube channel, make sure that each day you're doing something small towards that. So, you know, that could be scripting a video or sorting out your video ideas, practicing editing. You know, you can start small and then change it however you like it. And the last thing that you should do when you're starting your creativity over consumption journey is to reduce the distractions that you have around you. So whether that means finding a quiet place to do the work that you need to do, putting your phone on do not disturb, aeroplane mode, or speaking to your friends to say, hey, I'm just going to be doing this for a few hours or for like a couple of days so I might not be, you know, contactable. So just put those things in place to limit those distractions so that you have full focus on whatever you need to do to start your creativity journey. So that's everything that I have for you today in terms of beginning your creativity over consumption journey. I've talked about this so much, and I think that it's quite key right now in terms of, you know, the digital age and my generation, that we are consuming so much, and I think we're kind of putting less and less out there for ourselves mainly, because for me, I like to just create these videos for myself because I really enjoy just doing it and editing and, you know, creating my own pieces of stuff. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!